please give a small introduction to yourselves and how you got into writing?
Go on, darling, you go first.
How I got into writing. Now, is this as no one or like individually?
We'll start with no one because that's who you're going as to the book signing event.
Okay.
But as you as an individual, like,
Well, individually, I started writing in 2012 after being in a group. Well, I started publishing in 2012 after being in a group of, what are they called? Oh my God, my memory. My
Thank
words
God
escape
for
me.
that.
that happens to me all
What are they
the
called?
time.
Role playing. Because I was doing role playing for the Black Dagger Brotherhood. And that's how I started publishing, but I've been writing since college, which is a long time ago. Blondie?
Okay. Well, I mean, I've always loved books, and my cousin, who was Sloane Murphy at the time, but is now Lily Wildheart, obviously started writing books way before I did. But I started editing. I did some editing courses and started editing. Was like, oh, I'm never going to write a book. I'm never going. I'm just happy just doing the editing. That's all I need. And then I was like, suddenly I was like, oh, I want to write a book.
Came to you.
Literally, I was just like, I just want to write a book. I want to try it. So I did, and then I released one book. But while I was finishing that, I was like, I really want to try like co-writing with someone
Yeah.
because I feel like that would be really fun, like bouncing ideas off each other and all that kind of thing. And so I told my cousin, I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. She was like, okay, I know someone who's actually said something about that recently. I was like, oh yeah. She's like, yeah, it's my friend Ava. I was like, oh my God, okay, put us in touch.
What
We'd
are the
already
chances?
been in touch before anyway, but
Oh, because Blondie, you edited
I
two
edited.
of my books?
I think it was the Wish. Yeah, the
Oh,
Wish,
just The Wish, yeah.
and there was the other one as well,
Screwed.
the one with the wings. Oh no, it might have been three then.
No,
No, I
it was
didn't do
Screwed.
Screwed.
Was it not Screwed?
No, it was the one with the wings.
Reprise?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Okay.
Anyway, so I'd done that, and so yeah, we started talking, and we were like, "Oh, hey, I want to co-write." "Oh, yeah, hey, me too." And so we started plotting out this series, which we started to write, and then
Why choose?
and then
I mean,
Brunette had a
perfect
shower
story.
one day.
Okay, so let's be clear. I shower on a regular.
So Brunette had a shower one day and had this thought, and she told me about this thought, and I was like, oh. And then we started talking about it and expanding it and changing it and making it this whole big ass thing. And then the Escort series happened.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that series. I read that last year, and then the Kings of Kink book, and oh my goodness, it was
Oof.
amazing.
Well, our
I mean, I was camping with my family,
first
and I was like, damn.
brilliant, the rich one actually. I wrote the first chapter, and before we'd even really discussed a lot. So then I just went ahead and before we started plotting, I just wrote the first chapter, and then I just left it the first chapter on a bit of a thing. I was like, there you go.
Yeah.
And then she did the same to me at the end of her chapter. It was like, there you go. And then it became a thing at the end of each chapter. I don't know if you notice, at the end of each chapter, there's like a bit of a, oh my God, what's going to happen moment. We didn't know. We were
Yeah.
just
I
leaving
need
it
to
up to the
reread
next
it now.
person.
Well, we were doing like little cliffhangers. Like it's like a little mini cliffhanger for each chapter. It's like,
A game to you both. Like, what are you
yeah.
going to come up with next? What's going to happen?
Yeah,
Now I'm going to
pretty
have to reread it
much.
now just to see if I can
Oh,
notice
it's on
that. Because it was a
Audible
year ago
now.
that I read it, so my memory's like not the best, but I just remember absolutely loving it. And then
Oh,
I need to
thank
go
you.
into a spiral of all your other books now and deep dive into it all. I love the Escort series. Can you give the readers that haven't read it a brief summary of what that series is about and what inspired you to write it as well?
The series revolves around River Fox, who her arc is just about coming to know who she really is, like as a human, as a person, as everything. It is written in a way that you don't necessarily know who the it's not even that you don't necessarily know. You don't know who the main interest
You
is.
definitely don't.
And why do
No.
they not know? Because we didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. We did not
I
know.
love,
Yeah.
Until we know. We didn't know until we knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
and it was the
I mean,
perfect plot
and
twist.
the worst part is that we actually came up with the titles right away because even we didn't know like who is the almost one. And at one point we're like, "Damn, who's going to be the forever one?" Yeah,
Who
it was pretty
knows?
bad.
It was very character led.
It
Like
is.
the
Yeah.
idea of it literally came from Brunette having a shower and us expanding
That
on
one-off
that
shout.
idea. Yeah, that's literally it. That's where the idea came from. And it just, yeah, like I say, we didn't even have a
I feel like the
plot
best.
until we started to get to about towards the end of book 3, we then
Yeah.
decided to start planning ahead.
Yeah. We're like,
Yeah,
we may have to start thinking about this. And now we think about it so much that we have Easter eggs all over the place.
I love that though. It's so exciting as a reader to see all these little bit of Easter eggs thrown around, and you don't even realise it is until you might have to go back and read them again. But
Yeah.
going on to that subject, what is your writing style like? Is it quite chaotic or structured? You mentioned about having to plot things out, and how is it for you to
As
write
we
as writers?
as we go, because this is, I mean, we've got 15 books published. We're about to publish number 16. So as we evolve in our writing style and also writing together, because a lot of people have said that they can't see the difference between the two writing styles, because I think that we've become so used to going into each other's chapters and making it so that it's kind of flawless. Not flawless, but like, you know what I mean? Like in the same voice kind of thing. We do try to have different voices for the two main characters so that they don't sound exactly alike, because I think that that's
Yeah.
important. But as far as style is concerned, I think that we try to really stay on par so that it doesn't shock the reader to go from one chapter to another. We did start out as, hey, here's a chapter. Here, just throwing the
Throwing the
volleyball into Blondie's hands. But now we plot a lot, especially in the new thing we're going to do, which is a big secret. But we have plotted the soul out of that series.
Like a crime board of that's going to happen there, and then all intertwined.
I mean, we are going down into the depths of that plotting.
Just
I'm very
keeping my
intrigued
gob
now.
shut. This is really difficult.
It is really hard.
Are you like the Tom Holland of the world and want to tell everyone about your books and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be me.
We're trying really hard not to break our own rules.
I won't ask you one of my questions then. I was going to say, can you give us any sneak peeks into any sort of upcoming releases, but is that a bad question to ask?
We
Let's
could.
just say, we're just going to say one thing. It's going to be different than anything we've written so far.
Ooh,
And it's
very
going to
exciting.
be 4 sets of duets in the same series.
Yeah. Well, I can probably speak for all readers that is very intriguing and very exciting. So I'll be looking out for when that comes out. What's your favourite romantic trope to write? What's your preferred one to write about? Is there one that's a favourite of yours?
Crazy asshole,
Yeah.
badass
Yeah.
bitch woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect
I
trope.
mean, I don't think we would be able to write a weak female
I mean, we
protagonist.
tried,
We
and it did,
did.
but she ended up badass.
She ended up killing.
It was
Oh
just
wow, that's a
impossible to
big
make
jump
her.
from being.
It was
Yeah,
That's a
she was
big
impossible
supposed to be all weak and, he was supposed to be her savior. And we're like, yeah, fuck this shit.
Yeah, because that's
She's
what
gonna do the
everybody
killing.
does. Well,
Yeah.
that was Bear Hunt, wasn't it? I mean, that's what
Yeah.
everybody does because the female. I mean, from the beginning, she has lived a awful, horrible, horrible life. Been, things done to her that she doesn't want done to her constantly,
Yeah.
and all of that. And then she escapes finally. And so you would think that this person would be. Usually, they are very weak, which is, understandable.
Well, and not weak in a bad way,
No,
right? It's
just
because, I mean, the trauma that she went through.
was yeah, exactly. So normally, it takes a long time for them to get over that, which,
Yeah.
it does. But then there are also the people in the world that we think are very rarely represented, and they're the ones that push through and don't let the obstacles bring them
Yeah.
down, so that's just what happened.
I love how you
Yeah.
ended up going from a meek person to right, I'm gonna do all the killing and sewing myself.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's
That
just,
is
yeah, it's just how we prefer it, which is also why we kind of stay away from certain tropes, just because we wouldn't be able to write them, we wouldn't be able to do them justice. So there's
Yeah.
certain tropes that we probably would never touch.
So, do you like to read as much as you like to write? And with that, as you say, your tropes that you prefer to write are badass FMCs. What tropes do you like to read if you do really like reading?
There she goes. She doesn't read a trope, she reads an author. The author is her trope.
I can go on.
Yeah, Raven Kennedy.
Oh, I haven't actually read her yet.
There you go.
Sorry, my TBR is miles long.
This is a latest series, which is the Plated Prisoner series, and there's like 6 books. And I mean, the middle one, compared to the first one, is massive.
Chunky.
Wow.
So yeah, Raven Kennedy for me.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Mafia. I do enjoy a good Mafia just because usually the MMC is, kind of an asshole. Usually there's like some kidnapping going on, and I love when the female protagonist is, fighting it back, like, screw you, I'm not gonna let you do this.
I love a good mafia romance.
Yeah, and so as Blondie loves Raven Kennedy, I'm a huge, massive fan of C.D. Reese, who actually went from just billionaire romance, and then she dipped into Mafia, and I was like, that's good. And now she's even doing vampires.
I love it when an author does like every.
Oh, if C.D. Reese can do it, brunette.
I know. So yeah, so if you love Mafia, I would suggest that you take a gander at C.D. Reese. So R.I.
I'll definitely be checking her out. Have you read Cora Lee? That's one of my most favourite Mafia.
Yes.
She's fabulous.
But I read
Brilliant.
Cora Lee before she did the Mafia. Because she had other series out, but it was a long time ago. But it wasn't Mafia, I don't think. Cora. I need to look it up because it was a long time ago.
You should if you haven't read her
Don't know what
Mafia
happened.
ones, oh my goodness. The series of Masters interconnect, and I think there's like 3 that interconnect with like 8 books in them each, and yeah, they're brilliant ones. Definitely if you're into Mafia romances, I'd go check her out as well.
I will.
Let me have a look at my questions. I know how you mentioned you came up with the escort series in the shower. Do you have any other bouts or weird bouts of inspiration? Like, what's the most weirdest, unexpected source of inspiration that you've both had, would you say?
I don't know.
Big question.
Usually when Blondie or when I, go on the chat and we're like, hear me out, we know it's going to be bad, but or actually
that
really
could happen
good.
at any time. That could be like 1, 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's usually from me because brunette's asleep like
I'm
normal
old.
people. But I have to send the idea when I have it, otherwise I'll forget.
Yeah. Truly weird. I don't know. I mean, Blondie sends me some questionable videos sometimes. And I'm just like, what am I supposed to do with this?
But then there's an idea that could form from it.
Yeah,
We've
absolutely.
even both been watching things, and she'll say, I've been watching this and I thought about this, and then we don't necessarily do that.
Mm-hmm.
But that gives us the idea that, like, the platform to come up with something else, and you'd never know it was from that.
Yeah. But yeah, we don't do weird things. Oh, food related.
I mean, with the ideas haven't come from experience. I haven't used a zucchini before.
True. Olive oil.
No, I haven't used olive oil either. Why did I have to think about that?
There is one time where we were writing a sex
At Van
scene,
Camp.
and Blondie was in her living room, and her husband was next to her, and I was like, I'm trying to write the scene, not sure if it works. She's like, hold on. That was on video, and they were trying it out. Well, not trying it out, but like they were positioning to see if it worked. And I was like, and they're like, yep, it's good. I'm like, okay. So,
there's been more than one occasion where we've had to test and see if something works, to be fair. There was one where the girl was on all fours.
There was a couch one.
There was a couch one. Yeah, a couch upside down on the couch. So I had to go, I was backwards on the couch just to see if it worked. If it's like, we just got to see if it's feasible or not, because our editor questioned one of the things we did where he was like going down on her from behind. And he's like, that's not possible. We're like, it is.
It is.
We'll tell you, it is.
Proven. So you see those clips where readers are like, how does that even work out? Like, surely not, but I love that you've proven that it does. That's brilliant.
Oh, yeah. There's this guy who does videos. He's on Book Talk, but he's also a motorcycle guy. And people send him.
Seen that.
I love him. He's so funny. He thinks of himself as a golden retriever. He identifies as a golden retriever. I was like, that's so cute. But people actually send him messages and they're like, oh, well, I just read the scene in a book, and is it possible to do this on a motorcycle? And he'll actually like try it. He'll be like,
Well, I
yes
think
or
one
no.
author, I don't want to even say next time, I feel like I'm going to butcher it, and my memory's not great, but one author actually worked with him with a few scenes to try see if this would work, and then asked to do videoing and stuff to prove it, and I just loved it. It was so
Oh, that's
fun.
awesome.
So yeah, would you say you are more plot-driven or people-driven in your storytelling? Would you say sometimes you feel like they'll do something that you didn't even intend for them to do?
All the time.
Oh, the phrase that we use is, I just went rogue.
Yeah. I mean, we
And the
say
other understands.
yeah, we say we plot now. We do,
We
but we
do.
also go off that and have to replot a lot because
Yeah.
one or the other of us, yeah, like Brunette says, we'll be like, I did a thing.
I did a thing. Yeah. But I mean, up until now, whenever we do these things, it's always proven to make the story better. So we just kind of go with our gut when it, when it feels right as we're writing, because our characters, and I mean, they're not sitting there, talking to us. Like I'm not having some kind of
No.
detached moment. But as you're writing, you have these things where it's like a film that's going on in your head. And as you plot it with ideas and ways that you want the story to go because you look at the big picture. But as you're writing, your character kind of comes alive. And so the thing that you originally plotted doesn't necessarily fit that character that
Yeah.
you're now actually writing.
Yeah, we have to replot a lot because we realise that actually we plotted this, but there's no way this character would act like that.
Yeah.
They would act like this.
Yeah.
So we put ourselves into a little
Yeah.
box. So we're like, well, we have to replot that then because the character wouldn't do that. We just can't.
Yeah.
If you can think on the top of your head, what was a time when a character went so outside of the plot that you were like, okay, whoa, or is that not really?
It was Marco, weren't it? He wasn't supposed to be the original Forever one.
He wasn't even supposed to be in the book at all. Like, he didn't exist when we plotted. And then again, like one day I was just like, hear me out.
Well, I
And
love that because I'm definitely gonna have to go back and read it again because it was a year ago that I read the series. But just being able to talk to you and hearing all this, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't believe he wasn't even intended to be part of it. I mean, I completely understand
no,
the fact
he
that
wasn't.
you don't know who he is because you yourself didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
Best plot
Yeah.
twist ever.
It was
Until that book.
from his very first line of Marco.
knew.
It was that we're like, okay,
I
well,
like
this is what we've
control.
got to
And we're
do.
like, oh, there he is.
We've got to do this now.
That
Yeah.
right there is a
Yeah.
must.
Yeah. And the whole thing with the escort series is that you have Kai and you have Tyler and you have Nathaniel. And the whole time while we were plotting and during the writing of these two books, we were just like, but Kai, and then Blondie would be like, fuck Kai. And I'd be like, but Kai. And she's like, no, fuck Kai. I'm going to kill him. I'm like, no, we can't kill Kai. But yeah, it was funny. And then we were like, ooh, Nathaniel. And then one of our readers was like, he has the perfect name. We're like, yeah, Nathaniel. And then it was like, I like control. And I was like, ooh, fuck.
Never mind.
And Blondie and I were like, mm-hmm.
It sounds like the writing experience is really fun to bounce things off of each other, and it
Yeah.
sounds like a great experience for yourselves as well as the reader.
Yeah. I mean, it's writing is lonely, but when you have a partner, it doesn't feel lonely anymore.
Plus, there's constant feedback. Like we don't write, like we say, we write a chapter each. We don't just write that and then go on to our next one. So when Brunette writes her chapter, I will then read it, make any suggestions, and then go on to mine. And the same with mine. I'll write my chapter, then Brunette will read it, make some suggestions, and then go on to hers. So they're all
melted.
Intertwined. Yeah. So do you find it is more of every time you'll write a chapter and then another chapter will be written, and you just keep on interchanging? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I quite like the idea of what makes it more. That's it. That's the question. But yeah, so I think that's almost our half an hour. It's been really lovely talking to you both, and I'm really excited to see you in person at the signing event. Is this your first time attending, or have you been before?
I think this is the Armories, so I think it's the first time.
Yes, the first one. Yeah, Armouries. It's our first time. I think we've got a double table, haven't we? No, we haven't got a double table. We're there for both days, though.
Are
Oh,
we?
nice.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a 2-dayer, babe.
Okay, I need to remember that when I get my plane ticket.
Yeah, because I think it's the Friday. It's Friday and Saturday, and we're there for both days.
Okay.
Not everybody got invited for both days, and we did, which made us feel very special.
VIPs.
This is in October, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
End of is it 20?
Oh, it's in Leeds.
23rd
Yeah.
and 24th.
Oh, it's in Leeds. Okay, I remember. I'm doing the whole going to the wifey and yeah.
Yes, because
Got
you'll
it.
be staying with Karen for a week, and then we're off to Glasgow the weekend after for Four Brits.
Oh, nice. Is that another book signing event then in Glasgow? Or
Yeah,
just,
Four Brits Book Fest in Glasgow.
Oh, nice. No, I've never been to that one. I've never been to the Armouries either. So it's my first time, and it'll be my first time doing any sort of video
We'll pop each
interviewing
other's
thing.
cherries.
Yay!
Yeah, I'll definitely be coming over to visit you on one or both days, but it's going to be a chaotic event, so we'll see what happens. I'll probably be running around like a headless chicken trying to get it all
Oh,
in.
please
'Cause
do come and see us.
definitely, and I'll be
And make sure
very
you
excited.
pre-order because we give extra special treats in our pre-orders.
We do.
I was
like
trying
butt
not
plugs.
to, but I'm just
And tiaras.
Yeah.
I'm
And the
gonna have
bunny
to.
ears.
Yeah, the butt plugs, they've got fluffy bunny tails, and then we have matching bunny ears too, so you can have the whole set. And then you can have a
Love it.
tiara as well, just to make you a princess one.
Mm-hmm.
I love tiaras. I got a tiara in a PR box once, and I went around the house like, "Oh my god, look at what I got!"
Oh,
So
well,
I'll
there you go.
definitely
Just
be
pre-order
planning
just for a
that.
tiara then.
I will do. Obviously, I want the Escort series. It's a brilliant series. I'll have to be adding that to my shelf. But I was trying to
Yay.
put down on any ordering, but you've said it now. I'm going to have to do it. So,
You should get
Yeah, you should get that.
a special edition.
Yeah.
oh, you're terrible for
I
my
know.
bank account. That's gorgeous.
Who are you looking?
Okay, now I'm just going to have to get that. You've done. Okay.
Yeah. It's
That is
so
gorgeous.
pretty.
Oh, it is. And then
Oh,
we've
I'm
got
going
some
to
more
have
at the
to get
back.
that now.
There's middle and some more in that bit of middle.
Oh, I love.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to keep that away from
And
my
it's got a pretty little red
handbag.
ribbon as well.
Well, it's just perfect then. I'm going to be ordering that ASAP. Is your pre-orders open now then for all readers?
Yes, it is.
Perfect.
We've
I'll
got
find that link
our
and-
pre-order on Baventi and a Google form because we know some people like to do the Google forms because they haven't got to pay straight away, and some people like to do Baventi just because they like to do Baventi.
Who are we to judge?
Oh, it's all Belford. Well, I'll find that link then and I'll add it to where I post this video. But yes, it's been lovely talking to you. Thank you
We
for
can email
taking the
it to you
time out
back.
of your day to chat, and then I'll see you on the day.
Yay. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
having us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.